Yeah. On the daily. It's what I do. Get in tune. Salutations. Fair game with TJ Ormel. The verdict is in on Draymond Green. He is suspended 11 through 13 games. For me, fair verdict. Can't get around the histrionics, the esterness of a Draymond Green. I value enforcers who holds it down for their team on the back line. A lot of folks state if not for Draymond Green, Golden State would not have won 4 titles. Now, do I agree with that? Who's to say? Golden State throughout the years had a lot of talent, a lot of talent. That brings up a discussion on one hand, oh, this era is soft. All they do is run and gun and shoot threes, 80s, 90s. It is the best era of basketball compared to today. Praising it on national TV, praising it in these sports groups, doing a lot of boastful man were man. Fast forward to today, oh, Draymond Green needs help. What's wrong with him? What he does isn't good for the game of basketball. We can't have it both ways. If the 80s and 90s era was that ish, we can't flip and turn around with these same people trying to flip the therapy card, and we need to get Draymond Green to become more of a play, more so of, I guess the right word is a regular starter or something like that. We all have to realize Draymond Green has to do certain things. Patrick Beverly and other role players that has to bust their hump, do extra things. Grayson Allen, pretty much if they don't do those things, who's to say they are NBA players? I'm looking at all of it. I'm not the biggest fan of Draymond Green at all. Golden State, I respect what they've done. I'm being fair on both sides of the coin. I have to as an analyst of the game. Looking at the most technical fouls in history, Draymond isn't even in the top 10 in this regard. Reggie Miller at 15. He has a total of 161. Looking at Reggie Miller, is he praised for going hard, doing extra things that wasn't good for basketball, or we respected his skill set of being clutch, shooting, being a Knicks killer, putting it all on the line to try to get to that championship level. That's how Reggie Miller, as I can remember, he was looked at upon. Draymond Green is 14, shockingly. If you hear all of his names and what's going on, maybe it's the social media era. It's way overblown. 14, 163 total of text. He has to calm it down. I get it. He has to be more judicious with fouling and doing what he does on the basketball court to enforce things. He don't have to. Earlier, before this video, we saw the highlights of all what Draymond Green did. He can be a little more slicker in a post. You can give somebody a ball or somebody doing something like a Nusuf Nurkic. You said he was pulling you up on your hip or something. Get him back on the other end. When you go do a 180 spin and slap, sort of looking like a punch, that gives the referees and the NBA, and you keep getting suspended for these petty things. Now it's like, oh my God, Draymond Green is doing way too much. At 13, Kobe Bean Bryant, God rest his soul. He's at 166. Do we all look at Kobe Bryant like he's an irritant? He needs to focus on the game more? Or was it Mamba mentality, ruthless competitor? He did what he had to do to get 5 championships. He was chasing legacy. He's in certain conversations, not necessarily all skill work, but a mentality of having a work ethic, being the first one in the gym and out the gym. That's what we associate Kobe Bryant with. Charles Oakley, number 12, 168 technical fouls. Draymond is in good company. Speaking on Charles Oakley, not the same type of game, what they bring to the game as far as intimidation, talking smack, throwing opponents off of their game, getting into the opponent's head. I can see a similarity in what they did. And Charles Oakley, not being as skilled, demanded respect on that court. We championed Charles Oakley. We didn't go towards mental acuity or something like that. We respected what he brought to the game of basketball. Kevin Willis at number 11, 170 with technical fouls. Kevin Garnett at number 10. He was looking at his career. I looked at him as on the Timberwolves. I was a big fan. He was very passionate and things of that nature. When he was on the Boston Celtics, I'm not gonna lie, I was not a fan of him like that at all, due to me rooting for another team. I wasn't a Boston Celtics fan. I had other rooting interests during those seasons. So everything is overblown so far with Draymond Green. He has to do a better job reading the climate of the National Basketball Association, social media era. Everybody is pointing the finger at you. Eyes are on you at all times compared to maybe some of those players who did a similar tactic back in the day, the golden era. It wasn't really talked about as much. We valued the physical play, the mind games where men played, the physicality. It wasn't necessarily all up and down, up and down, up and down. It wasn't that at all.